So, one of the hardest things to get right when you're doing art is making things look proportional, making things look correct, and following, you know, logical guidelines with your art. This is like one of the biggest problems, one of the things that people trip over the most when they're doing art, and it's part of the reason why some people's stuff looks really bad. And there's only one way to fix that, and that's using reference. If you're looking for good references, there are many out there, depending on what you're doing. Things vary. Certain people do certain types of art, so obviously you got to dig a little to find the stuff. Personally, when I'm doing art, I like to do more painterly things, more large scale things when it comes to environments, new ideas, things that you don't see very much. So I like to throw a bunch of stuff together. So my references are a little, different than most people. Some people just want references for body parts, things like that. Like if you can't draw a hand very well, sometimes you just need to, use a bunch of reference, stuff like that. I'm gonna go over a few things that I like to use, things that help me out in my art, and things that guide my way. So without further ado, let's get on in. So one of the first things that I really think helps me out is looking at concept artists. And one of the biggest ones that I can think of off the top of my head is Feng Zhu. Feng Zhu is an incredible concept artist. He does mainly environment art, but he does other things. And as you can see, his portfolio is quite vast and quite complicated. Going through his stuff, you can tell that he pulls out a lot of weird shapes and things in his art, and that makes everything look super different and in a good way. He's even got crashed ships and stuff like that. Obviously, you would need some ship references for that and stuff. So if you ever need weird things like this, there you go. Truly, you can find pretty much any weird thing you want in his art. It's very cool to look through, and very useful when it comes to painting. He does video tutorials on YouTube and stuff, so if you want to check that out, he can, give you a little walkthrough in his process. Another great solution is to find channels like ImagineFX. Channels like this like to do walkthroughs for their art and stuff, and you can definitely start prying around in here and kind of, look for things that are up your alley and maybe follow along, and they'll teach you painting techniques and things like that. And of course, it wouldn't be a video about references for art if we didn't talk about the more traditional references. One website that I've used a few times when I'm looking for references or I'm just trying to practice in general is this one. It's called Sketch Daily. It's pretty interesting. So Sketch Daily has a bunch of different options, and this is all free to use, which is really nice. You have full body, body part, animal structure, or vegetation. The ones that I use the most are the body part ones because I can go in here, I can select hands, and then I can, boom, start drawing references of hands. Very useful, especially when you're trying to learn the dynamics of hands and stuff. So very cool, very, very cool. I would highly recommend using something like this. They look like action figures or whatever you want to call them, but the purpose of these is to have them in front of you or have them in a pose and take pictures of them. And these can be very helpful, especially when you don't have, the capability to take dynamic pictures. And the good solution that everyone knows about is the solution that requires you to go out. Yes, go out. I'm talking to all you closet people that hang out at home all the time. I'm talking to you. You gotta go out. You gotta go outside, okay? The goal is to go outside and take a load of pictures. Like, I mean a lot of pictures. Take pictures of environments, take pictures of people. Don't be weird about it. Don't take pictures in a weird way. Don't do that. Take pictures of animals, take pictures of cars, things like this. Take pictures of really pretty things that you just think are cool. Do all that. And eventually you're gonna stockpile a very large amount of reference in a very small amount of time. I think that reference is one of the most important parts of art. And if you're not using reference, your art ends up looking really sloppy. So go get some reference. Fix that. Use reference. Anyway, take care, much love, peace, and I'll see you guys on stream.